Let us look at this simple game. There are two players, player 1 and player 2. They can choose either X or Y. If both of them choose X, then both of them get 5-5. If both of them choose Y, both of them get 10-10. If one chooses X and another chooses Y, then the person who's chosen X will get 20 and the person who's chosen Y will get 0. Now you can also put this in a tabular form. Player 1 is a row player. Player 2 is a column player. Player 1 has two strategies, X and Y. Player 2 has two strategies, X and Y. When player 1 chooses X and player 2 also chooses X, then the payoffs are 5-5. When player 1 chooses X and player 2 chooses Y, then player 1 gets 20 and player 2 gets 0. When player 1 chooses Y and player 2 chooses X, then player 1 gets 0 and player 2 gets 20. When player 1 chooses Y and player 2 also chooses Y, then both of them gets 10-10. Now, if you look at this, if player 1 chooses X, then the best strategy for player 2 is to choose out of these two, either 5 or 0. So the best strategy is to go with 5, that is X. So if player 1 chooses X, player 2 should also choose X. That is the best strategy. If player 1 chooses Y, then player 2 has to choose out of these two, and the best strategy for player 2 is to choose X again. So no matter what player 1 chooses, the best strategy for player 2 is to choose X. Now let us look at from the angle of player 2. If player 2 chooses X, then player 1 has to choose from either this or this. So the best strategy for player 1 is to choose X. If player 2 chooses Y, then the best strategy for player 1 is to choose from this or this. So it will go with this. So it will choose X again. So no matter what player 2 does, the best strategy for player 1 is to choose X. Fine. So you can see this, that when they are thinking in terms of their individual maximization, they are actually getting to the point where they are getting actually 5-5 only, which is not the maximum collective maximization which they could have got, which is 10 plus 10, which is 20. Okay, so we'll see some more examples of this game when this game would be flipped, and we'll see supposedly if there is a coordination in this game, then how it will change. If there is some cooperation in this game, how it will change.